Thank you, the Minister for Health and Medical Services, and of course the Permanent Secretary for Health, the High Commissioner of India to Fiji, His Excellency Mr. Palswamy Subramani Kathian, the Honorable Director International Operations, BMVSS, Jaipur, India, Ambassador Mehta, the team from Jaipur, India, team leader of the Fiji program, support facility, distinguished guests, Bulavinaka, and a very good morning to you all. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to be present here today to launch this truly life-saving and life-changing initiative, the Jaipur Treatment Camp Project. 600 Fijians living with an amputation are about to receive a new lease on life as they get specially fitted with custom prostheses. I recall that the Jaipur team first set foot on our shores back in 2011 when my government had paid to have them flown here to fit 314 amputee patients with specialized prostheses. As the COVID-19 pandemic consumed health systems around the world, however, including our own, people requiring prostheses were unable to access regular services. At the end of March this year, 100 Fijian amputee patients were waiting for a prosthesis. Noting that the surge in demand placed a heavy burden on our recovering health system, the Government of India stepped in to support, and in addition, the Australian government has stepped in to cover additional costs. They've also renovated the National Council for Disability Complex in Lambasa. We do not take their generosity for granted and continue to cherish our strong partnerships. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I am told that 636 amputees will benefit from this project. 636, a remarkable number. This, of course, includes 164 above-knee amputees, 447 below-knee amputees, 15 below elbow, and 10 bilateral lower limb amputees. For these patients, life is about to change dramatically. A professionally fitted prosthetic can boost feelings of self-esteem, self-worth, and dignity, provide hope for a brighter future, counter feelings of depression, and raise the standards of living for people living with a disability. That, to me, is priceless. They will also regain much of their independence as they are able to once more be productive within their homes and communities. Many will be able to return to work, to continue earning a living for their families, and of course contribute to the Fijian economy. This project is aligned with Fiji's Disability Inclusive Health and Rehabilitation Action Plan, which put simply is built on my government's strongest commitment to leave no one behind. Excellencies, my friends, I want to speak frankly about the reason many of these procedures are required, which is of course due to complications from NCDs. This is a health crisis that is devastating Pacific countries. Yet for all the coverage we've seen of COVID-19, we do not talk nearly enough as a society about NCDs, the silent killer and maimer of our citizens. I have been sharing my journey towards a healthier lifestyle with my friends and social media followers, including, of course, my walks and the healthier foods I'm choosing to eat. I want to take this opportunity to urge our people to make more of the good choices that keep us healthier. Eat fresh foods like fruits and vegetables. Exercise when you can. Encourage the same of your friends and families. I feel it is only right that we mark today by redoubling our efforts to address the root causes of our NCD crisis. But today is still a victory, and I'm extremely proud that we can offer these fittings in Fiji to those who need them. I very much look forward to meeting some of my fellow Fijians here today and listening to how they have benefited from this project. Before I conclude, of course, I wish to express my gratitude once more to the government and the people of India and Australia. On behalf of every Fijian, Vinaka Bakalevu. I wish the Jaipur team safe travels around the country, and wish all the patients who will be receiving a prosthetic the very best of health. Vinaka Bakalevu, thank you, and God bless you all. Vinaka.
Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Fiji, His Excellency Josaia Voreqe Bainimarama, the Honorable Minister for Health and Medical Services, Dr. Efremi Againabete, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Dr. James Fong, my fellow heads of mission from Suva, Ambassador Satish Mehta, the Executive President of the Bhagwan Mahavir Vikalang Sahayata Samiti, Jaipur, distinguished guests, friends from the media, and my dear brothers and sisters, Nisabula Vinaka, Namaste, and a very good morning to all of you. It gives me great pleasure and honor to welcome you all on behalf of the High Commission of India on this very momentous occasion where we have gathered to inaugurate formally the Jaipur Food Camp in Fiji, organized by the High Commission of India as part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the 75 years of Indian independence celebrations. Before I go further, I would like to sincerely thank each and every one of you for taking out a very valuable time at the beginning of a working day to join us on this very important occasion. Your presence means a great lot to us. I'd particularly like to acknowledge and thank the gracious presence of the Honorable Prime Minister for joining us on this occasion. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, our two great nations, India and Fiji, we share a very close and cordial relations built on mutual respect, trust, cooperation, and a very strong people-to-people relations going all the way back to the 19th century. Ever since we became masters of our own destiny as independent countries, this close friendship has evolved into a modern and multifaceted relations covering the entire spectrum of national building. Our cooperation in healthcare sector remains a core part of this development partnership with Fiji. As some of you might have noted, even during the worst period of the pandemic, our health cooperation with Fiji has continued to grow from strength to strength. Whether it is the supply of the 100,000 COVID vaccines that played a key role in launching of the very successful national vaccination program here, which we sent under the Vaccine Maitri program, or the supply of life-saving drugs, the antiretroviral drugs, and the personal protection equipments that we continued to send despite the huge domestic requirements back home. I think all touched positively the lives of hundreds and thousands of people here, and we are truly grateful for having that opportunity to contribute to the well-being of our friends in this most beautiful country. This camp which we are having today, the Jaipur Food Camp, continues the tradition of a high-impact community-oriented project that India is known for. The prosthetic limbs provided by the Bhagwan Mahavir Vikalang Sahayata Samiti, Jaipur, is truly a world-class product, a shining example of innovation that was made completely in India, but has transformed the lives of millions of people across the world. I was just going through the newsletter that was before me here. It says that Jaipur food is in use in more than 40 countries around the world, and so far the prosthetic limbs that are going to be fitted to the friends here in Fiji has been fitted already to more than 700,000 people around the world. We are truly delighted to have this initiative in partnership with this organization, the BMVSS Jaipur, which is the world's largest organization working for the rehabilitation of disabled people. These prosthetic limbs do not just give the gift of mobility back to the people, but it restores dignity to them. It helps them become more productive. It helps them contribute in a better way to the society and thereby transform the entire society and the country they live in. We at the High Commission of India and the Government of India are so glad that we could play a small role in touching the lives of these 600 odd beneficiaries who will be helped out during the course of the next 7 weeks across Suva, Nandi and Lambasa. But while I take satisfaction at what we are doing and some of the milestones that we have achieved in the past, I'm also acutely conscious of the immense possibilities that remain still to be unlocked. Whether it is the question of having greater access to the generic medicines made in India, the world-class medicines made in India at such a competitive rate, which could radically transform the access to the healthcare system here in Fiji, or making use of the capacity building opportunities that we give in the healthcare sector to meet the growing needs of this sector in Fiji, or enabling better access to the largest and one of the most skilled healthcare professionals in the world. Possibilities are immense, boundless. I think it's time that we put our hearts and minds into this and work closely to unlock the full potential for the mutual benefit of people of both our countries. We at the High Commission of India, the Government of India, are always ready and willing to work closely, to partner with our friends, to partner with stakeholders across the board in Fiji, to make sure that this potential, the possibilities are realized, and we are more than ready to contribute to building a more healthy, prosperous and peaceful Fijian society. Thank you for the attention. Long live India-Fiji friendship. Venakawakaleu and Dhanyavad.
Honorable Prime Minister of Fiji, Honorable Minister for Health and Medical Services, Excellencies, my dear friend and India's representative here, High Commissioner Karthikeyan, my colleagues from the High Commission, and the wonderful team of doctors and staff technicians who work in this hospital, who have really helped us, and my team here, which has been working for the last 3 days non-stop. Distinguished guests, I'm delighted to be here in Fiji. This is my first visit here. High Commissioner already mentioned about our organization. I'll just add a few more words. We are the world's largest organization. As he said, nobody comes anywhere close to us. We have done more than 2 million services since our inception in 1975. And all these services have been free of cost to the beneficiaries. We have not taken a single penny from any beneficiary for all the 2 million services we have given. So we live on support of donations, sponsorships like this camp, which has been very generously sponsored by the Government of India, Foreign Ministry of India, and the High Commission of India. But let me talk about what we do. Jaipur foot is a unique technology, very appropriate for our needs, for the needs of developing countries and Eastern traditions. And that's why it's the world's most used limb. With the Jaipur foot, you can actually walk, run, ride a bicycle. We have a colleague who is an amputee. He has done 14 half marathons and has taken a motorcycle to the highest motorable road in India, which is at about 18,000 feet. You can swim, you can actually do pretty much everything that a person with a normal limb can do. Even for above knee amputees, a lot of these functions are possible. It's a rapid fit technology which is unique. No other limb can be fitted in less than a few weeks to a few months. In our case, people walk in the morning and they walk out in the evening. Well, they don't walk in the morning. They come on crutches, wheelchair, whatever. But they definitely walk out in the evening. And that's very important because you just can't take months to help somebody. Our core belief is that here's a person who doesn't have a limb. It's our responsibility to give him back the mobility. Along with the mobility, other things will happen, economic activity, dignity, and everything else that follows with it. So it's a greatly fulfilling service that we give. Just because we give free, we actually think we owe a greater responsibility to the beneficiary to give the best possible technology. And just give one example, Honorable Prime Minister. This knee joint, for people who have lost the limb above the knee, was developed by Stanford University in collaboration with us. In 2009, the famous Time magazine rated it as the 50 best inventions of 2009. And this is the knee joint that we are giving here. We are mindful that people here in India, people are a little lighter, here people are heavier. So we have developed specifically for Fiji a heavier knee joint, which can take up to 100, 110 kgs. So it's been developed specifically for Fiji because we are very mindful. No point of giving a knee joint which can only take 80 kilos and the person 120 kilos. I mean, it's of no use or limited use. Because our core belief is here's the person who is completely dependent upon us. And we must give him the best possible technology, the best possible product that's possible to give. Ministry of External Affairs has been very generous and kind. And I think it's in keeping with India's core belief. And it's a part of our civilizational ethos of Vasudeva Kutumbakam, which means the world is a family. And if the world is a family, we really can't sit in India and leave other people in, who are distraught because of this amputations and not help them. And in the last 5 years, we have done more than 20 camps in 20 countries. We have helped more than 8,000 people, all because of this generous support of Government of India. And as I'm talking, we have a camp going on in Damascus. We have a camp starting next month in Vietnam, following month in Syria, and the following month in Cambodia. These are already lined up. Our technology is also very robust. And as when you see the workshop, you'll realize it's a very strong foot. It's almost indestructible and very easy to use, very easy to make. We are glad that Jaipur Foot Technology, as I was told by Dr. Pratima Singh, who runs the center here and who has been working with us for over 10 years, that this is the most wanted limb in Fiji. Fiji has access to all the other technologies, but Jaipur Foot is the most wanted limb in Fiji. On our part, we'll be happy to help in sharing all the technologies that we have, always free of cost. We will not charge anything for technologies we share. We have been doing it and will continue to do that. We'll be happy to train Fijian technicians, more Fijian technicians to learn this technology. And I hope that Fiji becomes a regional center because there are a number of islands nearby, a number of small countries where it may not be viable to have a center, but Fiji could become the regional hub and give mobility to all those who need it. Last but not least, Honorable Prime Minister, thank you very much for gracing us, for blessing us, and for the encouragement that your presence provides to all of us. We hope to do more than 600 limbs in less than 50 days in 3 locations. And I can assure you, whenever you need us again, we'll be here. And once again, to Dr. Pratima Singh and your team, heartfelt thank you. You've been very kind. Thanks.